I love collecting stuff. I even collect doors I find on the streets. Look at all these rookie cards. They aren't worth much. I'm somewhat new in the business of collecting cards. I mean, I use rubber bands to keep my cards organized. What the heck am I doing? I should use shoelaces or hairbands instead. Don't call me a collector, I'm so sorry. Football, baseball, basketball, a little bit of hockey. I'm sorry, but no one collects hockey cards as much as football, baseball, or basketball cards. But don't worry, I got my own collection of hockey cards. I even have Canadian football dudes, or the CFL. See, this ain't just an American only thing. I got announcers and something like this. I even have an unopened golf card pack. I have the rarest card of all time, but you'll never see it. It's unopened. Anyway, I've got a steady collection. I mean, I don't have hundreds of thousands, and I ain't the amount of selling to the point where it won't put a dent in my collection, because it will. I might make another video on that later. Many people pay to get their cards graded. Companies like Beckett and PSA grade cards and put them in plastic casings for preservation. I myself have a graded card from AGS, or Authentic Grading Services, graded 9 mint Joe Montana from 1995. I know AGS isn't as big as Beckett or PSA, but the plastic is all I really care about. Again, it's a collector's item, not a moneymaker. Maybe if it was a Beckett 10, and probably we're talking about 3 figures. I mean, look at this card. How much is this worth? Not a lot, honestly. Also, on the topic of the value of cards, these go for crazy amounts. Originally just as something the tobacco industry did. Now it's collector's items. Now, should you get your cards graded? Maybe. Sure, this card looks of good quality, but should this get graded? No. These websites seem realistic, but don't take my word for it. This is sports. Steroids should be legal. On the topic of grading cards, there is a consensus. Just because a card is rated high doesn't mean it's worth anything. Look at all these rookies I got. I'm sure at least some of these cards, should they be graded, they can be worth a lot of money. But no, honestly, no one knows these guys. I mean, my card is probably worth more. Why? Well, because everyone in the football world knows who Joe Montana is. He's a stud. Sure, it ain't a rookie card, but I still keep these very popular football players that aren't graded. But who cares? I got them. I don't need them graded. They be 7s anyway. Not much of an investment. Don't need no plastic casing. I got this little Pokemon book. It's not the same all around when you get something graded. Like video games, they can never be played ever again unless you destroy the plastic casing. They're just there to stay like that forever. Has Wada ever graded 10? No idiot would trade that for a house, let alone pay extra just because of his van. But we ain't talking about video game collecting. This is about sports cards. Collecting in the collector's world can really range to anything. Most known are cards and games, obviously, but there is a world out there. Anything that isn't biodegradable can be a collectible. Anything. I mean, look at this door I found. Sports cards have a special case of trading via the system of players that have form of a merchandise. Many people are willing to pay money just to have a certain card. Like, I don't own a full Fleer collection of 132 of this particular set, but I'd like to. But then again, all I really care about would be some of the most valuable cards. I mean, that's their preference when it comes to collecting, but I just like to hoard stuff. That's the thing when it comes to collections. The money only comes in with the best players and the rookies of set players. Everyone else, say if it was a graded 10, not that much. I mean, obviously it makes sense. Their name has gotten a very good reputation. But that isn't my way of collecting. Some collect specifics just because of its value, and not any other aspect of it. It's just it's worth a lot. I mean, it would be nice to have something expensive in my collection to make it that much better. But that's just my collection. It's the podcast, fams!